Lane 4, United States. Lane 5, Council Athletics. Lane 6, United States. And lane 7, United States. The world leading time, 37.87. That's a great lead-off leg by Christian Coleman. Outstanding lead-off leg. Lane number 6, now coming into the final exchange. Keep an eye on the clock, ladies and gentlemen. 37. The final 40 meters. And that's Noah Lyles. 37.88, number 2 in the world.
At the 2025 Tom Jones Invitational in Gainesville, Florida, track and field fans witnessed something truly special in the Olympic development men's 400 meters. The speculation surrounding this event wasn't just about the impressive field of competitors, it was the highly anticipated return of Noah Lyles to the 400-meter distance after a 9-year absence, alongside rising star Erriyon Knighton.
Patterson in lane number 7. Justin Robinson in lane 8. Alonzo Russell in lane 9. Coming into the final straightaway, Ja'Cory Patterson, the Gator Great from the track club. Lane number 7, Ja'Cory Patterson, he's going to take it. He's playing at 44.27.
What made this race so significant? For Lyles, this marked his first open 400 meters since 2016, representing a complete shift from his comfort zone as the reigning 100-meter Olympic champion and 100-meter, 200-meter double world champion. For Knighton, who had just set a personal best of 45.37 seconds 2 weeks prior on the same track, this was another opportunity to showcase his versatility beyond his primary 200-meter event. The pre-race expectations varied wildly. Some enthusiasts speculated Lyles might challenge the 43-second barrier, while more conservative estimates placed him in the high 44s to mid-45s range. Regardless, everyone agreed Lyles would set a new personal best, improving on his high school mark of 47.04 seconds. The rivalry between these two sprinters traces back to June 26, 2022, during the men's 200 meters at the U.S. National Championships. In what became an instantly iconic moment, Lyles caught Knighton in the final stretch and famously looked over while pointing, saying, "Don't forget who's the world champion." That bold move sparked a rivalry that continues to captivate track fans worldwide. Since then, Lyles has dominated their head-to-head meetings, holding an impressive 11-2 record against Knighton. Knighton's only victories came in qualification rounds of the 2021 Olympic trials. Whenever major titles are on the line, Lyles has consistently prevailed. This context made their meeting in the 400-meter all the more intriguing, a new battleground where both were stepping outside their primary events. As the race began, Lyles displayed remarkable form through the first 200 meters. His technique looked smooth, balanced, and effortless. He honestly looked like a 400-meter specialist for the first half. Splitting around 22 seconds for the opening half, Lyles appeared to be executing his race plan perfectly. However, the final 100 meters told a different story. Ja'Cory Patterson began pulling away, on his way to what would temporarily be the world's fastest time of 44.27 seconds. Lyles faded considerably, but still finished with a significant personal best of 45.87 seconds. Meanwhile, in Heat 2, Knighton also struggled to match pre-race expectations, finishing in 46.26 seconds. This was surprising given his recent 45.37-second personal best. Both runners had competed in a 4x100-meter relay just 1 hour before their 400-meter races, potentially affecting their performances. The real shock came in Heat 3 when Christopher Robinson delivered a stunning 44.15-second performance, taking the world lead from Patterson. Matthew Bowling also impressed with a 44.92, making him one of just 3 athletes to break the 45-second barrier. In the final standings across all heats, Lyles placed 14th overall, while Justin Robinson, Kennedy Leitner, Alonzo Russell, and Jonathan Jones rounded out the top finishers in Heat 1. Heat 2 saw Caleb McRae win in 45.04 0.13. For Noah Lyles, this performance demonstrated significant progress despite being far from his primary events. His previous 400-meter personal best of 47.04 from 2016 was decisively improved upon, showing his development as an all-around sprinter. Though his finish wasn't what some had hoped for, running 45.87 without specialized 400-meter training represents a solid achievement. What many may forget is that Lyles holds the indoor 300-meter world record of 31.87 seconds, set back in 2017 when he was just 19 years old. This indicated his potential over longer sprint distances, despite focusing on 100 meters and 200 meters in recent years. His most recent 400-meter experience came at the 2024 World Indoor Championships in Glasgow, where he ran a 45.68-second leg in the 4x400-meter relay final, helping the United States secure silver. For Knighton, the 46.26 performance represented a step backward from his recent 45.37 personal best. However, his progression in the 400 meters has been steady since 2019, and he frequently uses the event early in his seasons to build strength. One fascinating way to evaluate these performances is through their impact on the all-time men's combined 100 meters, 200 meters, 400 meters scoring list. Prior to this race, Lyles ranked equal 16th alongside Rai Benjamin, while Knighton sat at 18th place. Lyles' new 400-meter time has significant implications for his all-time ranking. With his updated 45.87 personal best, he moves up several spots on this prestigious list. Had he run 45.00 flat, calculations show he would have reached 37.91 points, placing him equal 6th all-time alongside LaShawn Merritt and ahead of Tyson Gay. Even more impressive, had Lyles managed to break the 45-second barrier with a 44.90, he would have accumulated 37.98 points, placing him 5th all-time ahead of Wade Van Niekerk. A hypothetical 44.50 performance would have catapulted him to 38.26 points and 2nd place all-time, behind only Usain Bolt and ahead of Fred Curley by a single point. For Knighton, his current position at 18th could improve to 11th with a 45.00 flat 400 meters. Breaking through to 44.90 would yield 36.82 points, still keeping him at 11th. A 44.70 performance would give him 36.96 points, while a 44.50 clocking would finally push him to 10th all-time with 37.10 points. The difference in these calculations reveals an interesting contrast. Lyles' combined ranking benefits dramatically from 400-meter improvements because his 100-meter and 200-meter are already exceptional. Meanwhile, Knighton's 400 meters is already relatively strong compared to peers, while his 100 meters limits his combined ranking potential. For both athletes, there are strategic reasons for venturing into the 400-meter distance. Lyles has expressed interest in potentially making the 4x400-meter relay team at major championships. Last year, one of his goals was securing 4 gold medals at the Olympic Games, with the 4x400 meters being part of that ambition. Though that didn't materialize, his continued development at 400 meters keeps this possibility alive. Perhaps more importantly, 400-meter training helps build the strength and speed endurance that benefits his primary events. His legendary finishing power in the 200 meters likely derives from this foundation. Another notable factor is Lyles' admiration for Tyson Gay, who he often compares himself to. Gay, who was coached by Lance Brauman, ran 44.89 at the 2010 Tom Jones Memorial, perhaps providing inspiration for Lyles' 400-meter foray.
Gout Gout was the first name on the list as Athletics Australia announced its team for the Tokyo World Championships. The 17-year-old says he's super excited to run the 200 metres in his first senior international meet.
Gout Gout, just 17, and already shaking up the world of athletics. Fresh off a record-breaking performance at the Australian Championships, he's now headed to the global stage. But it's not just his age that's turning heads. It's what he did that no one saw coming. Let's break it down. The Australian athletics community was shocked on Wednesday, April 23rd, as Athletics Australia confirmed 17-year-old sprint sensation Gout Gout's selection for the upcoming World Athletics Championships in Tokyo this September. The announcement came following Gout's remarkable performance at the Australian Athletics Championships earlier this month, where he claimed his first national title in the 200 meters. The Queensland-based teenager clocked a wind-assisted time of 19.84 seconds in Perth to secure his position on the national team. This performance wasn't just impressive for his age, it registered as the second fastest time ever recorded by an athlete under 20 years of age under all conditions. The wind assistance means the time won't count for official record purposes, but the raw speed demonstrated has athletics experts taking serious notice. I'm super excited to be picked to run the 200 in Tokyo at the World Championships. That's what we've been aiming for, Gout said in a statement released by Athletics Australia. I'm looking forward to September being part of my first Australian senior team and looking forward to seeing what I can do against the best of the best. Gout's selection marks a significant milestone in what has already been an extraordinary athletic journey. In December last year, he broke the Oceanian record in the 200 meters with a time of 20.04 seconds, establishing himself as a genuine talent on the regional scene. Even more impressively, at the Australian All-Schools Championships in December 2024, Gout broke the under-16 200-meter world record previously held by none other than sprint legend Usain Bolt. But wait, there is more. The comparisons to the Jamaican great have been inevitable. Like Bolt, Gout has shown exceptional promise from a young age, and his rapid rise has made him the new poster boy for Australian track and field. This status carries particular significance with Australia set to host the Brisbane Olympics in 2032, where Gout could potentially be at the peak of his powers at age 24. The Tokyo World Championships, scheduled for September 13th to 21st, will represent Gout's first major international competition at the senior level. While his experience has largely been limited to the national circuit, he did secure a silver medal in the 200 meters at last year's World Athletics U20 Championships in Lima, Peru, indicating his ability to perform on the international stage. What makes Gout's story particularly compelling is his background. As the son of South Sudanese immigrants, he represents the changing face of Australian athletics and the increasing diversity within the country's sporting landscape. His success has been celebrated not just for his athletic achievements, but also for what it represents for multicultural Australia. The upcoming championships will present a formidable challenge for the young sprinter as he prepares to face established elite competitors. The field is expected to include the USA's reigning world 200-meter champion, Noah Lyles, and Botswana's Olympic gold medalist, Letsile Tebogo. For athletics enthusiasts, the prospect of seeing Gout compete against such decorated athletes has generated significant anticipation. Gout isn't the only young Australian talent heading to Tokyo. The team announcement highlighted the depth of emerging athletic prowess in the country, with several other promising competitors joining him on the squad. These include 21-year-old Lachlan Kennedy, a World Indoor Championship silver medalist, who will compete in the 100 meters. Also selected is 18-year-old Cameron Myers, who has been making waves in middle-distance events. Myers recently broke the world under 20-mile record and took the 1,500-meter national title at the Perth Championships. At the prestigious Millrose Games in New York this February, he ran the fastest ever indoor mile among under 20 athletes with an impressive time of 3 minutes, 47.48 seconds. The Australian team balances these rising stars with established veterans. Former high jump world champion Eleanor Patterson, who secured a bronze medal at the Paris Olympics, was named among the first group of athletes confirmed for the team. Patterson has an opportunity to add to her impressive collection of major championship medals, having recently taken indoor silver at Nanjing in March, finishing behind compatriot Nicola Olislagers. Another notable selection is Peter Bull, whose fourth-place finish in the 800 meters at the Tokyo Olympics captured Australia's attention. Bull will make a poignant return to the Japanese capital in excellent form, having set a new national record of 1 minute 43.79 seconds at the Perth Championships. Athletics Australia indicated that these selections represent just the first wave of athletes confirmed for the team, with additional announcements expected in the coming months as preparations continue for the World Championships. The event will serve as a crucial benchmark in the lead-up to the 2026 Commonwealth Games and the longer-term goal of the Brisbane Olympics. For Gout Gout personally, the selection represents a remarkable achievement for an athlete who won't turn 18 until later this year. The progression from breaking youth records to competing against the world's premier sprinters mirrors the pathway taken by many athletics greats before him. The selection process for major championships typically favors established athletes with proven international credentials, which makes Gout's inclusion all the more notable. The decision by Athletics Australia to back such a young talent on the world stage demonstrates not only their confidence in his abilities, but also a forward-thinking approach to developing the next generation of Australian athletic stars. Gout's performances in the lead-up to Tokyo will be closely monitored as he completes his preparations for his World Championship debut. The balance between maintaining his rapid development and managing the expectations and pressure that come with his selection will be crucial to his success, both in September and for his long-term career. The athletics community will be watching closely as the teenager continues his development, with his performances in Tokyo potentially offering a glimpse into the future of Australian sprinting. With the Brisbane Olympics on the horizon in 2032, Gout could well become the face of Australian athletics for years to come, making his World Championships debut in Tokyo a significant moment in what could be a legendary career. As he wraps up his preparations, Gout's rise from a promising junior to an international contender highlights both his raw talent and relentless work ethic. The next few months will be critical as he navigates the thrill of his selection and the intense focus needed to shine on the world stage. Will he rise to the occasion when it matters most? Share your thoughts in the comments section.
Gout Gout has broken the magical 20-second barrier as he took the 200-metre title at the Australian Athletics Championships in Perth. The teenager's biggest threat in the final was Lachlan Kennedy, who only just lost the 100-metre final to Rowan Browning last night.
Gout Gout, a 17-year-old track star, shocked everyone by running the 200 meters in under 20 seconds at the Australian Athletics Championships. His amazing performance left fans and experts stunned, with many still trying to believe what they saw from the young talent. Gout clocked an astonishing 19.84 seconds to claim the Australian 200-meter title on Sunday, delivering a performance that has the entire athletics community in awe. This comes just 2 days after he stormed to victory in the 100 meters, breaking the 10-second barrier with a blazing 9.99 seconds. The track world hasn't seen this kind of double since the early days of Usain Bolt.
So let's watch the young superstar rise. He's flying. He will be Gout of this universe.
The lanky schoolboy of South Sudanese heritage has now established himself as the second fastest under-20 athlete ever in the 200 meters under all conditions, surpassing times set by legends Usain Bolt, 19.93 in 2004, and Justin Gatlin, 19.86 in 2001, at the same age. Though the wind-assisted run won't count for official records due to a tailwind slightly above the permitted limit, it doesn't diminish the extraordinary nature of his achievement. "Feels really good, that's what I've been chasing," Gout said after his historic performance. "Top speed is my gift. I used it, took off, and I got sub 20, so I couldn't be happier." What makes Gout's achievement even more impressive was his composure under pressure. The 200-meter final was disrupted when two athletes false started, including his main challenger, Lachlan Kennedy. Instead of letting the situation rattle him, Gout remained focused. "I was a bit nervous," he admitted afterward, "but in my head, I'm just keeping my composure, keeping calm, because this stuff happens, you can't really control it. So I just made sure I didn't false start or be unsteady, and I took off." Take off he did. Gout's springy, languid strides appeared nearly twice as long as those of his competitors as he powered around the bend and crossed the finish line meters ahead of the field. The gap between him and the next finisher was so substantial that viewers at home were doing double takes at their screens.
Gout's 3 from the left, you're not going to miss him. He's going to lead them into the straight. Gout's got a lot to do, we knew that. He gets up alongside Law. Can he get to Kennedy? Not at the moment. Kennedy's in front. Gout's coming hard, very, very hard. Kennedy's won. He's upset him. He's beaten him by a whisker. Gout's come with a flying run, and Kennedy has absolutely turned his personal best inside out.
Social media erupted immediately after his run, with clips of his performance going viral within minutes. Track enthusiasts, professional athletes, and casual sports fans couldn't contain their excitement, with many declaring they were witnessing the birth of the next great sprinting superstar. Did we just see the next Usain Bolt? Posted one viral tweet that garnered thousands of shares. Another commenter wrote, "The way he moves doesn't even make sense. It's like he's from another planet." Even seasoned track journalists were struggling to find the words to describe what they had witnessed. One veteran commentator noted, "I've covered sprinting for 3 decades, and I've never seen a 17-year-old move like that." The scary part is he's still learning how to run.
I didn't expect it to be that fast, but I guess her end showed the fastest every time in the 200. I've been chasing that record, but I didn't think it would come this year. I thought it would come maybe next year or the year after that.
Gout burst onto the scene in December when he clocked the quickest 200-meter time ever by a 16-year-old, running 20.04 seconds and bettering Bolt's personal best at the same age. Now, just months later, he's crashed through the 20-second barrier with shocking ease. World Athletics President Sebastian Coe has described Gout as a rare talent, but emphasized the need for careful development. He is clearly talented, but there is a bit of realism here as well. Coe stated, "He is an outstanding talent, but I think anybody that you speak to in the upper echelons of Australian coaching, and certainly here at World Athletics, will tell you that the biggest challenge in coaching is taking a really talented 17 to 18-year-old into the upper echelons of the senior teams." Coe added a note of caution. "We have to be realistic about this. The vast majority of people who win World Junior titles don't go on to compete for their national team at senior level. This is a rare and precious talent that will need nurturing and protecting." Born in Australia to parents who migrated from South Sudan, Gout has been breaking barriers since he began competitive sprinting. His coaches describe him as humble and hardworking despite the growing media attention. "He's just scratching the surface of what he can do," his coach told reporters after Sunday's race. "The technique is still developing, and that's what makes these times even more remarkable." With Paris 2025 just a year away, speculation is mounting about Gout's potential impact on the Olympic stage. While some experts caution against placing too much pressure on the teenager, others believe he could be in medal contention if his development continues at this pace. What stands out most about Gout's running style is the seemingly effortless way he covers ground. His mechanics appear almost effortless compared to his competitors, who look like they're working significantly harder to generate less speed. It's this natural gift that has track aficionados convinced they're witnessing something truly special. The Australian Athletics Federation has indicated they'll be implementing a carefully structured program to ensure Gout's long-term development isn't compromised by short-term expectations. "We recognize what we have here," a Federation spokesperson stated. "The priority is protecting his progression and making sure he's able to fulfill his potential over the next decade, not just the next year." As clips of his record-breaking run continue to circulate online, the athletics world is holding its collective breath, wondering just how fast this remarkable teenager might eventually go. With his combination of natural gifts, technical potential, and apparent mental fortitude, the possibilities seem limitless. What do you think of Gout Gout's incredible performance? Is he the next great sprinting superstar, or should we temper expectations until he faces international competition? And could we be looking at the athlete who might eventually threaten Usain Bolt's seemingly untouchable world records? The conversation is just beginning as the world tries to process what this teenage phenom just accomplished on the track.
Away here in the heats, and he's gone. How do you do, Gout Gout? That is absolutely unbelievable. That is history.
Gout Gout takes the track world by storm with stunning performance. The young sprinter has an incredible 2024 season, leaving experts amazed by his speed and talent. At just 16 years old, Gout has already put himself in the conversation as the next big star in sprinting. But what makes his rise so extraordinary, and why is everyone talking about it? Let's take a closer look at his remarkable journey. On January 27, 2024, he ran the 200-meter race in 20.69 seconds. That's impressive for someone his age. Most runners don't get that fast until they're much older. This time put him in the same group as some of the best young runners ever.
Was quick start from both of those men. Leading into the straight, it is Gout in the centre. Also Thamil of Sri Lanka going well and holding on to that second spot at the moment. 20.77 for Gout. Remember, this young man is only...
On March 16th, something really special happened at the Queensland Athletics Championships. In the under-18 division, Gout ran the 100 meters in just 10.29 seconds. When people saw this race, they couldn't believe their eyes. He didn't just win, he left everyone else far behind, especially in the last part of the race.
Another really good start there, and they're away in this men's under-18 200-metre final, so we're about to wind him up and watch him go here. Gout Gout, he's already got the stagger, so he moves right on past Chase Grant, and now we really start to open him up. So let the legs loose and let the kid run. He is absolutely gone. He is Gout of this world. 20.07. Wow. That is not huge.
What made this race even more impressive was that Gout's time wasn't just good enough to win his age group, it was actually faster than the older runners too. He would have won the under-20 race and even the grown-ups race with that time. And here's something really interesting. There was no wind helping him run faster that day. The older runners actually had some wind helping them, but Gout still beat their times without any help from the wind. After winning all the big races in Australia, Gout went to the World Junior Championships. This was a really big deal because he would be racing against the best young runners from all over the world. Most of them were older than him, but Gout didn't let that stop him from doing something amazing. In the 200-meter race, he went up against an 18-year-old runner from South Africa named Bayanda Waza, who was expected to win easily. But wait, there is more. The race against Waza was really exciting to watch. At first, it looked like Waza was going to win easily. He was way ahead of Gout in the first half of the race. Most people thought there was no way Gout could catch up. But then something amazing happened. Gout started running so fast in the second half of the race that he almost caught up to Waza. When people looked at the race carefully using slow-motion video, they found something really interesting. Gout ran the first 100 meters in about 10.8 seconds, but then he ran the second 100 meters in about 9.7 seconds. This is super impressive because most runners get slower in the second half of a 200-meter race, but Gout actually got faster. Even professional adult runners would be happy to run that fast in the second half of a race. To help you understand how fast this is, let's compare it to the Olympic finals. Gout's second half of the race was only 0.02 seconds slower than Erriyon Knighton, one of the best runners in the world. He was even faster than some of the adult Olympic runners. Remember, Gout was only 16 years old when he did this. The only thing he needed to work on was his start. If he could begin the race faster, he might be even more amazing. On November 3rd, Gout showed everyone that he was getting even better. At the Queensland All-School Championships in Brisbane, Australia, he ran the 200 meters again. This time, he ran it in 20.29 seconds. This was much faster than before, and it put him on a very special list. Only 3 other young runners in history have ever run faster than this Erriyon Knighton, Usain Bolt, and Purol Bonson. Just one day before this amazing 200-meter race, Gout did something really impressive in the 100 meters too. He ran it in 10.31 seconds, which might not sound that different from his earlier time of 10.29, but there's something special about this run. He was running into a strong headwind, which means the wind was pushing against him and making it harder to run fast. If there had been no wind, experts think he might have run it in about 10.24 seconds, and with a helpful tailwind, maybe even 10.15 seconds. makes Gout even more special is that he's known for being really fast at the end of races, not at the start. But now he's getting better at starting too. In his 100-meter race, he actually had a bit of a wobbly start. He stumbled a little in the first few steps, but after that, he ran so fast that nobody could catch him. For the next 90 meters, he just kept getting further and further ahead of everyone else. Right now, Gout is in a really special place in the running world. He's one of the fastest 16-year-olds ever to run track. What makes this extra exciting is that he still has several years left to compete in junior competitions. Most runners don't reach their fastest speeds until they're in their early 20s, so Gout might get even faster as he gets older and stronger. People who watch running are really excited to see what Gout will do next. They're wondering if he might be able to run the 200 meters in under 20 seconds while he's still a junior runner. That would be incredibly fast. They're also curious about whether he might be able to run the 100 meters in close to 10 seconds flat. Some people are even wondering if he might try running the 400-meter race too. The really amazing thing about Gout is that he keeps surprising everyone. Every time people think they know how fast he can run, he runs even faster. His coaches say he works really hard in training, and it shows in his races. Even when he's running against older athletes, he doesn't seem scared or nervous. He just goes out there and runs his fastest. Looking ahead to the future, lots of people think Gout might become one of the biggest stars in running. He's already breaking records for his age group, and he's doing it in a way that reminds people of some of the greatest runners ever. The way he can run so fast at the end of races is something special that not many runners can do. What's also interesting is that Gout still has lots of room to improve. His coaches say he's still learning the best way to start races, and he's still growing and getting stronger. If he can make his starts as good as his finishes, he might run even faster times than nobody expects. The running world is watching Gout very closely now. Every time he races, people wonder if they're going to see something amazing happen. He's scheduled to race again soon in Australia, and everyone's excited to see what he might do next. Some people think he might be the next great sprinting star, following in the footsteps of legends like Usain Bolt. At just 16 years old, Gout Gout is already achieving his goals that most runners can only dream of. And the best part is, this could just be the start of his incredible journey in track and field. Who's your favorite athlete? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates.